Hey people, Mizan here. This video will serve as a guide on how to create your own quest in Baldur's Gate 3 unlocked toolkit called Moonglasses. If you don't already have this unlocked toolkit, go to the description, install the mod and go back here. So in this video, you'll be able to create your own quest and get some progression in this quest through either dialogue, getting an object, so it will be getting an object on the ground, pickpocketing someone, getting the object from a corpse, or buying it through dialogue, just like in, for example, Act 2 when you have to pay the toll or resurrect someone with withers, and you have some quest progression by killing an NPC also. This video will be cut in different parts that will have some timestamp for you to help check what you want to do. And now that it's out of the way, let's start by creating your quest. So for that, you'll have to click on the journal editor right here. And this is what happens. So you'll get all of this project. If you want to have a peek on what is already existing in Baldur's Gate 3, it's in Gustav Dev. So just double click on quest and then you have everything here. Don't modify anything because it will change the base files of the game and you don't want that to happen. So go to your own mod. Mine is called Meliana Dev. And double click on quest, my bad. And here you should have just quest categories. So I just copied what is existing in Baldur's Gate 3 and created main quest. And then you create your quests. And I have two for you to check. So one is a ripoff of Gather Your Lies, called Gather Your Pastries. Its progression depends on how many pastry you get to acquire during your playthrough. And the other is a tutorial. And when you have a quest, you have objectives, of course. And in there you can have many, but you also can have only one objective. Mine, for example, is find baguette. And once you create all of that, you'll have a tab like this. So I'll explain some important things. Just have to resize that. All right. This quest ID is very important because you'll have to use it in dialogue or scripting after that. So be careful what you put there. It must be unique. And after that, the step ID is also very important because it also will be used in either scripts or dialogue to add some progression to your quest. For example, if through dialogue you want to start this quest, you'll have a quest step that is that has, my bad, the add quest tag in add close quest. And every objective and quest you have should have a step that is adding the quest and a step that is closing it. So this is French, my bad, I use something English right here. So in this quest, you'll have to get an eclair from Gortash. So you'll have a quest step that is beginning the quest and another one that is ending the quest. And that step ID may not be unique because it is linked to the quest. So you can have a quest ini tutorial 1 that has a step ID of start and a quest ini tutorial 2 that also have a step ID of start. And this should work, but I don't recommend using that. The priority is how high on the list of quests it is shown in the journal. And the description is the kind of name of the objective on the right. I'll just show you right now. So I'll start, blah, 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 I don't care. I'll talk to Gortash so I can know that he has an eclair that I want. So it's changing some stuff here and this, it is shown here. And since it has a priority lower than get some bread is higher on the list. Okay, go back there. Once you have already all of that figured out, this was the easiest part. We can get to part 2. And part 2 is progress through dialogue. So for that, you need to click on this Dialog Editor and create your own dialogue. I already have one ready for that. Quite simple. You talk to an NPC, he greets you, you ask something, he responds. In the box, you want the progression to happen either when you ask something or when the NPC answers, or just right at the beginning, doesn't matter. You'll have to check, to set a flag, my bad. So you click on the box you want, you scroll down, and you have flags to set. Click on that, click on edit, and then you'll want to go to quest and check the name you've given the step ID. Step ID is the name you've written, my bad, here. So you get the step ID, double click so it's in active flag, and then you'll have to give the dialog to the NPC. So spawn an NPC and look for dialog, and you give him the right dialog. For me, it's Bastel bread. So once it's done, just have to talk to him. I added a timeline, so that's why there are some animation. So when I click here, nothing happens, but then he answers, and I can find something to eat. So go back to the quests tab, and you have get some bread and another entry added. So that's how it works. As simple as that. Kinda lost, my bad. You don't have to script anything for that to happen. If you want the quest to only works on dialogue, it's as simple as that. Check a set, my bad, a flag in a specific node. And now that it's done, we can get to part 3, which is progress by killing an NPC. So for that, I have Gortash that is volunteering. Thank you, Gortash. Gortash right here is spawned in the world, so I have to right click on him and copy his data, the name and the GUID, this one, so that I can go back or go to the story editor. So that's when things get a little scary for people who don't usually do scripting, but don't worry, it's very, very easy. Once it's loaded, of course. Just have to wait a little. Okay, so I have my quest here. For creating your own quest or whatever script you want, you just have to click File New or just this one, which is the same. Be careful to put it in the name of your mod and not elsewhere, otherwise it will mess up with the base files. And you'll have something not like this. It will be blank for you, but don't worry, I'll explain everything. So, if you want progress by killing an NPC, I'll go like that in here. The way Larian scripted or coded everything is by region. So it's a fancy way to just collapse or not some lines of code to make it more readable. You don't have to do this, but it's better if you have thousands of lines in a single script. So if you want progress, if you kill an NPC, it's as simple as that. Put an if statement, and then it will check if this is true, and the this in question is the killed by. So it will check if this is killed by that, and the this in question is the Gortash we just copy the name and GUID. So that's the name is given in the word and his GUID. And it's checking if the player murdered Gortash. And if that's the case, then quest update. And here you have the two important things we saw before, which is the name of the quest and the step ID of the quest, which is just here. So this is the step ID, killed Eclair owner, and this is the quest. So that OSIRIS, the thing that runs all these scripts, will know what to update. And once it's done, click to File, Generate Definition, Build and Reload. Go back here, just reload level and story to be sure. I don't need that because I haven't killed Gortash yet. So I talk to him, I know he has a pastry. We saw that right here. And then I can just murder him to death. And here we are. New entry in the journal. And Gortash is dead. Thank you, Gortash. So that's how you manage to have progression, through killing an NPC. Now we can get to Act 4, which is progress by getting an item. So if you want an item or progression through an item, just kind of lost, my bad, you have to spawn that item. For example, I have a baguette here. You'll have to know the GUID and the name once again. So copy to clipboard name and GUID. Go back to the story editor. And you'll have something like that. If added to, so if that statement checks if this object is in the player's inventory, and for the player to work, my bad, you have to check this also. It's something to link the current state of the player and what is used in the function. Otherwise, there's a possibility that that underscore player is not the right one. So we'll use this to make sure. And then you just have to paste whatever you copy before. And then you go with the quest update statement, once again with the right quest ID and the right step ID. For me, it's two in one. You can do that also. You can do more than one statement in a then. And for me, there's something like gather your lie and something when you get the eclair. You remark it's eclair and not baguette because I have something else for baguette. If you want something to happen just like Gortash, for example, spoiler alert, when you kill Gortash and you loot his gauntlet, there's some magic that happens that gives you Gortash Netherstone and Gortash glove, but without the Netherstone on it. And that's what happens here. If the template added to the player is the baguette, we'll call it sacred baguette. So that's what's changing between added to and template added to. There's this name you give the object. Then you delete the object and you add another one. That's how it happens. And then you can set a flag if you want. We'll see that later, what it's used for. And once again, quest update. So that's progress by getting an item, and it works either picking on the ground or pickpocketing or looting it. Just like that. I'm gonna loot. Oh, what? Already got it? Ah, yeah, I already got it. Okay. And it works also if I get it right there. Because I managed to complete this quest, find something to eat. I did an oopsie because in my quest, my journal editor, I put two objectives in the same quest. So that means if I find a baguette, it ends the quest. But if I find the eclair, it also ends the same quest. That's stupid. I should have done two different quests. One for finding baguette, one for finding an eclair. So don't do like me, like this. This is bad. Very, very bad. And if I reload, you'll see that it also works if I pickpocket it, because it's the same way to check if the object lands in your inventory or not. Whoop, naked army. Alright, go back. Have my little narrator scene. And then... What? Okay, my bad, there's... Oh, yeah. I have to throw that, because otherwise it sticks there, and I don't want that. My bad. Reload. I haven't checked if that works also if you trade, but that should be the same ID, so I guess it's all good. So now I'm gonna pickpocket that strange looking eclair. Now I'm gonna pickpocket, I said, and then yeah. The script works, completed the quest, I have the eclair, and you'll know that I don't have the other the other step ID, which were something like starting the quest, because I didn't know Gortash had the eclair, so nothing happens here, and I didn't kill Gortash, so no other step written here. Now that it's done, we can get to the biggest part, buying an item in Dialog. So I'll have to reload, and I'll show you first how it looks, and then I'll tell you how it works. It's a little bit trickier than what we've done before. Don't worry, it will make sense soon. So, first, I talk to Gortash. He says, yummy, yummy, I got an eclair. I want it, but he tells me for 1 gold coin. And I don't have 1 gold coin, so I can only answer never. Fortunately, our friend Bastel has a gold coin, so I'm just gonna take it, thank you. It's an investment. And then I have another dialogue option that is available now that I have 1 gold coin and I can pay it. So my gold coin is gone and I received the eclair. It's just, since it's a food item, it goes right in that bag. And it's a different inventory, I guess, so it's kind of buggy. But if you make it a quest item, it won't go in there, so it will be easier. So the magic behind that, there's different things to unpack. First, you have to give the item to the NPC. So for that, click on the NPC on the map, then check the items. Here, you'll have to give the one you want. So it's a level item and not template. It's very important. So that's why it's the same as this one. And this one you see is located here. But since I've given it to Gortash, its base location is here, but it's in Gortash pocket right now. So Gortash has the eclair, all right. The second thing to do is to go to the tag editor. You'll get first 2 tags, but we want flag. In flag editor, you want to create one, so you'll have to double click on that blank line. It's kind of strange that there's no add button, but it's how it works. Double click here and you'll write whatever you want. Put the type on global. Description is not necessary, but highly recommended. And it will generate a special UID for that. So for me, if I want to buy the eclair, I right click here, copy as flag UID. And after that, we'll go to the dialog editor. So once again, click here. Create your own dialog. I have mine already there. Okay. And the box in question is here. So there's several things to unpack here again. Firstly, you write whatever you want, and you'll notice I don't have in parentheses the one in question for the money. Its value is in story editor, not in dialog editor. So this is just an alias. It's a name you put there, and then it will be changed automatically in the story editor. This is to check if you have money, and this is the GUID of the Magic Pocket Gold. This is already in the game, base game, so you don't have to create anything, just have to paste that in this kind of way. So parentheses and this thing, I don't remember the name, bracket, I guess, and then closing with this. You'll have other things to do in the nodes. Firstly, in the flags to check, you have to put gen check pocket gold once again. So go to script, right, I'm lost. There. Filter gen check pocket gold. I don't know why there are so many of them. I tried the first one, it worked. So I'm happy with that. Then go to flags to set. And this, the first one is the one you created before in the tag editor, right here. So that's why we copy it. No, my bad, we copied for later. Little spoiler. So you'll get to global right here. Find your stuff. So has bought eclair for me. You get it on active flag so that story editor will know that the player has bought the eclair. And, whoops, my bad. Then go to object and find gen transfer NPC payment, because this is very important. If you don't put that flag, if you don't set that flag, the money will not change hands. So you'll trick the game by saying, okay, I'm paying you whatever amount you want, but actually the amount will stay in your pocket, and that's kind of cheating. So we don't do that. Put that right here, and you're done with the dialogue. Now we'll want to go to the story editor once again, right here, and you want to buy something. It's as easy as that. You'll want two things. I didn't mention this first, but it's why it's useful. The DB dialog money transfer is the key for making the amount you wanted here to display. So this one, I don't know what it is exactly. I think it's all the different check pocket gold we saw before, from 2 to 7 and the one without the number. This is the dialog ID, dialog name and UID. So for that, you'll go here, go to resource manager, find your thing here, and then there's your dialog, and mine is Gortash eclair. Right click, copy name underscore GUID, paste it right here, and this is the amount you want to be displayed, and you want the player to have and then later give to the NPC. So it can be 1, it can be 100, it can be 1,000, whatever you want. If the player doesn't have this amount in his pocket, the dialog option will not show. So be careful to have another dialog just in case the player doesn't have enough money. So after that, you'll create a region, or not, you're not obliged to, and you'll do this. DB global flag will check if this flag is set. And this flag, if you remember, is the one you created before, the one with copy as flag UID. And then you paste it right here. And if this global flag is set, you'll get also the data from the database for the player. And after that, you do that line to inventory. So it will give this item to this player. So if you want, you can change player by the UID of Gortash to give him the eclair once again, or whatever you want. And this item you'll get by going there and finding whatever you want, copying the name and GUID. And it's as simple as that. You give Gortash a gold coin and he gives you the pastry. So just try again to show you how it works now that you have the knowledge behind that. So it works with flags, with dialogue and story editor. It's kind of Avengers Endgame of story, scripting, and tags. So I don't have anything. Made an oopsie. My bad. I should have something to overwrite so that I start with empty pockets. I have to redo that then, because since I reloaded, but the pastry is in my inventory, it won't load in Gortash's one, because it's the same UID, and the same item can be spawned twice with the same UID because they are unique. So again, blah blah blah, don't care. I have Gortash, but I don't have the money. Too bad. I find a way to get some money. Thank you, Bestel. I can click, alright. And then this one, as you remember, is the one we set here. And because I have one gold piece, I can buy him. And you heard the little money jingle thing. If you don't set in the dialog this transfer payment, it won't happen. So you'll have your little pastry, but you'll still have your gold coin, and that's not it's not okay. And that's how it works. Finally, I have a little surprise because the guide, my bad, is over now. So you'll have everything you should want for your quest to work in the Baldur's Gate 3 toolkit. And I have kind of a, not very surprise, but something else. Made an oopsie again. Just let me check. Ah, shit. Sorry. Drop that. Start again. I have another use of the flags in dialog so that you can have an item if a flag is set. So in my dialog here, I have another way that you haven't seen before, because it needs a check that I have a baguette. If I don't have the baguette, this node will not appear. Just like this node doesn't appear if you don't have the money. This is a general check, a general flag, my bad. And you can create your own flag so that special nodes will appear or not. So let me try again. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. If I have the mighty baguette, I can force Gortash to give me the eclair, because I already have the baguette, and baguette is superior to the eclair, as everyone knows. And then there's a special line dialog where it gives me, actually it's the Netherstone, but because I did some strange stuff in the story editor. But right there you can also set, just like here, the flag from your bot eclair, even if you didn't have bought anything. And in the story editor, it will work the same. It will give the pastry. That's how it works, folks. I hope I made everything as clear as possible. I tried my best to talk with as less of a French accent as possible. If you have any question, I may have the knowledge to respond. If not, I advise you go to the Moonglasses Discord, where there's a lot, and I mean a lot, of talented minds that are working hard for everything there to work. That's all I have for today. I thank you for your time. Happy modding. Goodbye.